Alright, hello, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. Today we're going to be clearing, the 5th anniversary part 1 stage of the revamped 10th anniversary battle event. Now I do like, that they did actually revamp it. More free rewards, better orbs, right? We'll take 100%. I will say that these stages have been a bit harder than when they first released, but only like marginally. I was really thinking that potentially by the end it could shape up to be a difficult event. I guess we'll see what they do with the rest of these stages. Obviously, I'm only up to 5th anniversary part 1 now, but even up to 4th anniversary part 2, it was pretty easy. So I guess we'll see. But even still, I mean, I'll take all the refreshed rewards, right? But that being said, there are for the 4th anniversary one, I did part 1 and part 2 in one. I think I'll do 5th anniversary part 1 and part 2 in separate videos because these do have the sort of specific category missions, both of them. And I figured that might take a little bit. So for part 1, we do have time travelers and we have full power. Let's just start with time travelers here. I think this should be pretty easy, but I guess we'll see. I mean, Meki Kabura Fu, like the amount of damage, like there's no way. But I guess we shall see. Okay, so Vegeta, Gogeta makes sense. And I mean, even though a lot of these characters are kind of, not so good anymore, being able to give these just powerful equips to these characters now, and whenever they easy A or like super easy A, it's definitely a really good thing that they've done. I really like it. This anniversary, I feel like they've nailed like 90% of the things they've done. I just, there's been a few misses, with which there really shouldn't be as the 10th anniversary celebration. But the way they, we all know Vegeta, right? Enough said. And then personally, I guess we'll see what the power creep is like, but I do think Gogeta can age out pretty quickly, which is just kind of feels like a slap in the face. Like he's good now, but I think he deserved to be better. Even though he's a TUR, he's still the first anniversary unit, or at least one of them. Obviously Inchinum is there too, and I feel like both of them could have been better. Maybe, I don't know. Like they're really good, but they just don't feel like anniversary units from their sort of details or their kits, whatever. But is what it is. Okay, we do have Fu and Mickey Copper together. I could do this. Only 20% damage reduction, unfortunately, but this doesn't do too much damage, so it should be fine. Bye-bye, Vegito. Like, it's just... we just dominate, right? It's just, there's nothing he's gonna be able to do. Now, I do find it interesting. Oh, wait, that actually... Okay, that actually did some damage. Hold on. Maybe I got a bit ahead of myself? Oh, well, we just took him. Maybe not. We definitely took damage there, though, which, well, it's only 151k. We only had 20% damage reduction. I mean, what was he supering for there? It couldn't have been higher than, like, 600-700k, right? Maybe not. I would like to see them make at least the, I do think that it was this event, right, that by the 9th anniversary one, it was you could fight Broly or Beast. And if I remember correctly, it was, it had a little bit of difficulty. It wasn't like comparatively as hard as any other stages, but it had some spice to it. So I guess we'll see. This one is looking like it's gonna have 3 phases, or maybe 4. All the other ones only have had 2 at most so far. And no, that's the LR art though. So is it just gonna go into Blue Vegito next? So going forward, we're gonna be fighting 3 phase bosses. Yeah, so it's like it's hard to tell. I feel it's definitely harder than when it, the stage itself first dropped on the 8th anniversary. But I don't know, like, looking at how powerful our characters are, like, how challenging is this going to be? Now, I mean, certainly if they give us missions like fucking Revenge, right? Uh, maybe it will be difficult, but otherwise, I don't know. Okay, so we're against Vegito Blue now. I mean, this might actually take a little bit, because we still have to complete Gogeta, and then we have the other category mission. Okay. Although to be fair, I mean, Time Travelers isn't, right? It's not all that. Let's not act like I'm running the Vegito team here, and he's like, oh my god, he's so tanky. No, I mean, he's dead for sure next turn. There's no way. I would have really liked to. I probably should have like rotated. I still have time to be fair. Get like Fu over here, and then we can have Mechikabra on one, Fu on the other. And, I mean, we won't have as much of the best sort of links with each other, but we will be moving quicker. The other mission, what was it? Yeah, I'm blanking. It was Time Travelers and it was Full Power. That one's got to go pretty quick. I would have to imagine. I guess I could. We'll see, but like comparatively, the amount of damage we'll be doing with like everyone. Oh man, he's just tanking everything. Another thing to note here, like we did, I mean, Trunks was throwing out all these like 5 mils and shit. Last year, right? I feel like a lot of people still haven't really caught on that we just had like major power creep in the middle of the year, and it was just like sort of in the shadows. Right? No one really talked about it too much because they just did it like during Tanabata. Like the amount of damage our characters like started to get from that point on, it was like, what the hell? We went from Broly being the best damaging character by far, with like 22 mil to like 3-4, like 17 mils or something, right? And then we go from that to, the sort of New Year's, right? We have Kid Buu dropping triple 40 mil crits. It's just like, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who can drop, what, 40 mil crits? Essentially. It's so crazy what they've done. This is just such a peak celebration. Once again, I feel like there's been some misses, 100%. I mean, you're lying if you say otherwise, but I think overall, that the sort of hits have been more than good enough to make up for. But we really shouldn't have any, is the thing. But they've done such a good job with the content, though. I mean, the anniversary battle here, the Dokkan Chronicles. I mean, this is, I think, potentially shaping up to be a hard event by the end, but we'll see. But just a lot of decent rewards for characters that a lot of players will probably have at least some copies of. Especially because they gave out all those really good red stones. I mean, even new players probably have some of these older characters at this point. But, we have that. We have Dokkan Chronicles, which is just like a veteran celebration event. We have the new Supreme Magnificent Battle, right? Where, I mean, it's not difficult, but I'm fine with that. When I see that sort of event, I guess I haven't tried. I've only done the 2 stages, so I guess we'll see when they update it. Those stages. I guess to be fair, they have updated it, or they're just about to. At the time I'm recording this, it's one of the 2. I haven't checked it, but point being, I do think that's meant for like new players to experience the sort of what hard content is supposed to be formatted like, as opposed to actually being hard, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure if it does. But it makes sense to me. It's definitely. I mean, it's there. It's free rewards essentially for anyone with like a really good account. You have the new red zones, which are pretty difficult, pretty fun, right? There's the new like ultimate throwing out of stage. They're just doing so much this anniversary. You really gotta appreciate it. Although the only thing there, I'll say, is I just like part of me somewhat, not majorly. Ooh, wait, I didn't realize until I'd already we did not get 2 rainbow orbs, so he's only doing 1 super. I mean, we'll do a lot of damage with Fu next turn, which probably beat it. But I am slightly, I think, concerned for like future Dokkan stuff. I do think this game is going to last a very long time, but it may also be very dependent on, like, new movies, right? New anime content, stuff like that. I do think they're going to eat a bit off Daima, but they really got to capitalize on Daima hype, right as it drops, because the way they've gone, I enjoy Daima, but undoubtedly the way they've gone about the series, it feels like they've wasted episodes. I get that they wanted to be like a grand sort of adventure, like how GT was, and take origin from, or not origin, inspiration. There we go, from like OG Dragon Ball, right? But the way they've gone about it, like we spent half the anime in the 3rd Demon Realm, and then every other episode they're dicking around with like plane crashes. And they're like trying to act like Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo like can't beat guys with guns. Like they like struggle for like 3 minutes straight and then they just like one shot them. It's like it feels like they're like drawing it out when they could have just like we're going into the final episodes at this point and it's really hype now, but I just Goma looks like he's gonna be a pretty fun like big bad. But like the way they've just gone about it, they definitely people are gonna run out of hype fast is what I'm trying to get at. So they got to capitalize on that now. It's not like they're gonna be able to release a Tamagami number 3 Dokkan Fest in 2 years. Right? That shit's gotta come out like today, essentially. I really just like using Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, we need a new baby. Are they really gonna make baby like, he doesn't have a Dokkan Fest yet. Are we really making him just a TUR? And also, like, this new Demon King Piccolo, I mean, it looks like he has the sort of, like, standby transformation-like thing that Super Saiyan 4 Int Goku has. So, I mean, that takes away something there, potentially. It looks like they've, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like, Perfect Cell, it really feels like they're taking away the potential for a lot of their big dual Dokkan Fests. I mean, they've started doing Dokkan original animations, so they'll be able to make do. But it just, I feel like the Doom posting about the game is just going to increase from here on. It's like, oh, there's no content. Cause people are saying that shit now. Oh, there's no content, dude. Every time you every day, there's new stages dropping essentially. But when we go back to sort of like the usual. I really hope people don't hate on it, but I guess we'll see. There is such a thing, I think, as too much. It feels really good in the moment, but afterwards it might be a bit of a negative. I hope that doesn't happen, but I could definitely see it. But that little tangent there over. We do still have the I forget the other mission again. It's full power, right? Yeah, okay. Full power. We can clear that. Yeah, let's get to clearing that. Well, you know what? I actually need to cut away for a moment, so we'll come back in just a moment. We'll clear full power, and then that'll do it for this one because we're already at like 15 minutes here. Uh, these next batches, like I did 4th anniversary part 1 and 2 together, but these next ones I might have to do Well, maybe 6th anniversary, because that doesn't have the categories, 2 category missions. No, well, I guess we'll play it by stage. But yeah, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. This full power, right? Like I don't. This should be pretty easy. I'll be surprised if we don't get this in like 5 minutes or something, right? I guess we'll see, but like full power, right? Uh, rocking AGL Broly as a lead, it does make me think like what, where, like I don't understand what they did with like super bosses last year. Typically what they've done with the sort of anniversary, categories is throughout the entire year they've buffed them. Like Power of Wishes or something. When that first dropped during the 8th anniversary, it sucked ass. Right? It was horrible. But it just got buffed the entire year to the point where it's like, okay, well, this is actually one of the better categories in the game, right? Super bosses, they like buffed it for the entire first part of the year. All good so far. And then they just dropped it, like completely. Post Hanabata, I think. What was the? Did they only get like not Anilza? That's his name, right? Is there another character that came out for super bosses post Hanabata that wasn't Anilza? I don't think so. I could be misremembering someone. But it's just like, it's so crazy that you could even say that. I don't know. Hopefully we don't see that repeated this year. And to be fair, I would say, with there being these 2 categories for protecting heroes and successors, I mean, I've wanted a new actual big ROF celebration, as well as new Namek LRs. I really do like the idea of like Namek Part 1 or ROF Part 1, whatever, and then Namek, vice versa, whichever way, for like worldwide. I think that'd be really fire. I do hope that they do that. I guess we'll see, of course, but that would definitely, like, if you look at the categories, like successors, I mean that's gonna need some buffs. It doesn't. It's literally just like Piccolos, Vegetas, and Friezas. I mean that's essentially. I mean Beerus is on there, but more or less that's the category. And that's just such a weird category, right? Like, what's the point of it? I don't understand unless they plan on buffing both of them the entire year, which I do think is very possible, to be fair. Once again, they do typically do that with anniversary categories. It just, maybe I'm slightly concerned because of how Super Bosses was treated. And the worst thing about Super Bosses is they buffed it the entire first part of the year. And then, they come back around, for Hanabata, right? That's when the power creep within the year just really majorly happened. I mean, the damage, just exponentially increased that our characters were doing. And, like, Rose was the biggest, I mean, AGL Broly, obviously, but Rose and AGL Broly are, like, the big damage dealers. Or, well, I guess Cell Max, too, but I don't have Cell Max, so I don't have too much experience. But I know he can do some pretty crazy damage. But, like, Rose just got completely countered by, like, the Goku Frieza fight and such. It's like, I don't understand what they were thinking with Super Bosses. And, like, Rose being restricted to practically restricted, I guess I should say, to like 5 or 6 Super Bosses allies. They made a lot of mistakes with that category last year. But if they don't want to repeat that, I could very easily, like a worldwide, being Goku and like Frieza, and then like they could easily utilize the sort of tag mechanic there, right? A Goku and Vegeta, like Blue, Goku and Vegeta, and then have the sort of tag mechanic be when Goku is like on the ground, you know, after he got shot in the chest. Like that would be so good. I don't know what they'd do like exactly for that character though, because like Goku obviously finishes off Frieza's with Kamehameha. I guess they could just like, I wonder if every tag character is gonna have 2 actives. I guess that's the big thing. Like, do we think there's gonna be one with Goku active of Kamehameha and then one with Vegeta active of if he had killed Frieza right there? They could definitely do some interesting stuff with that. I'm really like, especially with I was actually really hyped for the sort of like double Gohan theory that had been going around. I guess we can. The only thing with Frieza is I don't have like the bosses. And is he even on the? No, he's on Broly's 200%. Oh, never mind. Oh wait, we could. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. I could take advantage of his active. You like barely get to do that. Here, let me do that.
I'm the strongest in the universe, and that is why you horrible. You must die by my hand.
Such a good KO. I guess I should say though, at least you used to not be able to really take advantage of it. But nowadays, of course, I mean, there's a decent bit of distribution between both types of content, right? Like Super and Extreme. So it's just Dokkan is definitely, you know, at its peak currently. You do gotta appreciate that. I hope. I don't know like how we go up from 10th anniversary. I know like, you know, you could probably say, you know, me and like 7th anniversary probably saying the same thing. How do we go up from here, right? But like genuinely, how do you go up from 10th anniversary? I mean, I don't think they're intentionally going all out for it. I mean, they made it clear. I think it could be somewhat bad for the game if, you know, we're in the scenario of, okay, it's 12th anniversary time and, you know, 10th anniversary is still, bar none, the best celebration ever. Like, you do want it to be the best celebration, but you also, like, you have to keep people getting excited, is the thing. That's why it's like, I hope they don't go too, like, far. I don't know. I wouldn't want people to, and of course, there's dummies who always complain, right? But I wouldn't want them to go, like, too hard with everything, and then it's like, okay, well, now it's kind of dormant for some years. I say dormant, but yeah, you get what I mean. I do wonder. They could definitely, like, Dokkan's a game I could see making to like a 15th or 20th anniversary, but I also feel like it's also dependent on like new Dragon Ball content. They're certainly starting to do more Dokkan original animations, but the thing is I would have to imagine the Dokkan original animations take more time to animate, because, you know, obviously they're not just like one-to-one tracing for the most part. Even saying that one-to-one tracing isn't fair, but, you know, they actually, instead of just like looking at a scene and animating it, they have to come up with the idea for the animation too. So it takes extra dev time, extra resources, whatever. Which, to be fair, I mean, the game definitely, like, they make so much money off it, I don't think that's necessarily a big concern. But maybe if they have to start doing a bunch of Dokkan original stuff, animation quality could potentially start to suffer. I don't know. I hope that they don't get stuck in a hole. Is the thing. Uh, we're against Gogeta now. I don't. This should be over very quickly. Wait, what? Super Saiyan. Oh, that's interesting. So specifically the transform one. Here, let's do this. That way we can get some big damage against him. Wait, is this guy? No, that's just Super Saiyan Broly. Never mind. I don't even need to check. See, they're like giving these bosses passive skills. You know, the attack and such, but it's not. I mean, it's taken us I guess it took us a lot longer than I thought it would. I was like, oh yeah, 5 minutes. I mean, we're close to like 11 minutes now, but we definitely killed this here. It's just, uh, I really would like to see some of these stages start to be hard instead of just like be long. Like the battle hardened formidable foes. That's definitely. See, it's weird because each individual fight is like 5-6 turns or something, but there's 4 fights, right? And they're all hard. So overall, it's long and hard, but it's just different sort of style. But there we go. That's the sort of full 5th anniversary part 1 cleared. Once again, I figured we could just make this its own thing instead of combining like we did for the 4th anniversary, because uh, part 2 stage has the double category stuff as well, and this is probably already gonna be like half an hour. But there we go. Easy free equips, easy free stones. Do gotta love it. On this one here, I gotta keep grinding, right? I I don't even damn. Am I going to get to 450 by the time the like stream starts or the banner shop, whatever? It's definitely possible. It's gonna be close though, because I gotta clear like these 3 more stages, and then I gotta go through all the hard content. Ooh, I'm excited for this stream tonight. I swear, if Goku Frieza, they better not fumble any of the. How about they better not fumble any of these characters. I'm the least hyped for Go Jita, but I mean I know he has to be like I wanted a new Gogeta, and I know he has to be like if he's not number 2 or 1 with Vegito, I like they both need to be number 1 and 2, and Vegito or Gogeta need to be slightly better, slightly worse than the other. Not like I don't know how they're gonna go about that because Vegito counters, with the insane active skill and stuff. It's like how do you beat this? But I'm gonna presume they're gonna find a way. Definitely very hyped for the kit uh, of these characters. Um, and I do expect more stacking, so that'll be fun. All right, well, this here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.